So hi all, welcome to the last and final installment and video tutorial of this repository. This video is going to teach you how to use my DIY creation pack to create and automate your own GIF files, so you can batch process multiple of them in a matter of minutes. Like the first image I created took me like 4 hours. With these batch processes, it only took me like 2, 3, maybe 5 minutes to process one image and even map it on the Streamdeck. So I'm going to teach you that. So first off, let's start with my screen here. This is basically my desktop. I'm sorry about that. So yeah, this is basically the entire repository. This is not my working folder. So these are basically all the packages and videos. Of course, there'll be a DIY creation pack tutorial video coming alongside this. But first, let's talk a bit about the mirrors I've set up. I've set up 3 mirrors where you can download the entire repository. One is on Mediafire, which is the biggest repository. It contains all the separate resources, like all the tiles only, and animations and buttons, all the screensavers, the profile only, the complete package with everything included. Then there's of course all the mirrors, the videos. I have to point out, Mediafire is pretty slow in terms of download speed, so if you're going to download the complete pack, which is about 5 gigabytes, 5 point something gigabytes, it might take up to 20 hours. So that's why I also created some Google Drive repositories here. They have a bit less resources, like only the complete pack, the profile, and the resources. I also might upload the screensaver pack here as well, so you just got the profile and the screensaver separately, so you can download either or the profile or the screensavers. And then there's of course the mirrors to all the separate mirrors where these repositories are hosted. Then there's the support files. We'll get into that in a moment. This is the third repository on a different Google account, basically featuring the same layout and package and hosting. So there's 3 repositories. Well, I might suggest downloading it through Google Drive, but if you want to support me, there's also some support links, and the most important one and the free one is called Support My Projects, by registering to Mediafire through my referral link. And with this I gain an additional 1 gigabyte of file hosting. As you can see, I've got like 35 gigabytes already, of which 30 are occupied because this is just such a big project. Basically all these files are included. All these files are included, and it's 19 gigabytes, so it takes a lot of space of my Mediafire account. So if you like this project and you want to support me for free, just click my referral link here. It takes 2 minutes to register. You get your own Mediafire account with up to 10 gigabytes of file hosting for free, and I gain another 1 gigabyte for future projects, like I'm working on a wallpaper profile with like 8 separate profiles in that, and some of these profiles contain like 6 pages already of full screen wallpapers. So that's also like 180 wallpapers, full screen, like nature wallpapers, space wallpapers, all kinds of sorts of stuff. But that's not yet finished, but that might also take up a lot of space. Yeah, then there's my socials and my link tree. You can also treat me to a cup of coffee through PayPal if you want to donate or something like that. You don't have to, but you can. So let's dive into the DIY creation pack here. It seems very small. This is basically already the 3rd video I've been making because each time something went wrong. But I'll try to go over with it with you as fast as possible. Get something to drink here. I got an iced tea here. So there's 2 files in the DIY creation pack. The first one is the image dimensions, which I explain how I calculated the Streamdeck image dimensions here. As you can see, the Streamdeck has 32 buttons. Each button I calculated 69 pixels for. So 8 times 69 is 786. And then there's these black bars in between the Streamdeck, and you have to basically consider the Streamdeck one big LCD screen. So these bars, actually there's an LCD behind it, basically, and these bars are 16 pixels wide. So there's 7 bars horizontally and 3 bars vertically. So the total width of the buttons is 786 plus 7 times 16 for the black bars, and then you get to a resolution of 880 in width. In terms of height, it's 4 times 69, so that's 384 plus 3 times the black bars, 3 times 16 makes up for a resolution of 432. So those are the image dimensions you want to be working with for the best results. Then I made a template for you to use, which basically takes all this into account. As you can see the Streamdeck represented here, like each button. Then there's the black bars in between. So this took a while to set up as well. I'm giving you that for free. It basically consists of, well, I have to move my camera there. It basically consists of 2 layers, like the tile layer and the background layer. The background layer you don't need, but I added it anyway. So let's start by creating our first Jiffy here. As you can see, this was my working directory to create the entire project. There's all the pages. Each page consists of like all the buttons and all the individual screensaver outputs. So when you press a button here, you basically get all the tiles plus the thumbnail for the button. And that's pretty much yeah, how this is set up. Page 2 is the same layout. All the screensavers, all the pages with all the animation tiles. Then there's my source folder here. As you can see, I don't have too many left. I already used 180 GIF files. But what I want to do with you is basically create a Jiffy from start that you can map onto your Stream Deck, and I'll show you the automation process for that. So we'll start with this Jiffy. As you can see, it has a watermark oops, on it, and we don't like watermarks, so we'll crop that off. So the image was 500 by 500. We'll now say 450 times 450 with the crop mode, and then we'll start to create an automation for it. Let's call that resize GIF Animation Tutorial. So now already it's recording. I again have to move my camera a bit here so you can see the actual record button here. So now it's recording. So let's start with resizing the image to 880. Don't worry about the height because it's a square image. We'll just resize that. And you might hear a bit of background noise, white noise. That's either my computer, the fan in the bedroom, and some humidifiers running, but besides that. So now we resize the image to the correct width. Now we're going to crop it by canvas size to 432. As the text file mentions here, that's the height the image should have. So let's proceed with that. What I then like to do is not canvas size but image size, and sometimes you get these jiffies where there's an actual, you can actually not this one, but sometimes there's a tiny little border around it you want to get rid of. I use the percent mode for that. I've set it to 98 in width, 98 in height. That worked out fine for me, but let's play it safe now. Let's go for 95 here and proceed. And then again, because the image got smaller, we have to resize it again to 880. And you can see the aspect ratio is still intact, 880 by 432. So that's all good. Last step is we want to export it. You go to File, Export, Save for Web Legacy. Then you want to tick the original mode here. Stays closest to the original. You want to turn off transparency, set the colors to 265, dither to 100%. Make sure that looping options is set to forever. So once I click transparency, you will see the preset jump actually to Streamdeck GIFs because I already created a preset for that. Yeah, there we go. It jumps to Streamdeck GIFs. So yeah, okay, that's fine. Let's save that to, let's create a new folder here. Just as a demonstration purposes, 3 underscores, batch output. So it nicely sits in the beginning of our folder overview here. Then we'll go to batch output. You can change the name here, but it'll always export as that name. So it's best to just leave this intact and keep the original name of the GIF, so you can actually batch an entire folder of GIFs to Screensaver format. So let's just export that. And then you can see the export here. it's a nicely seamless animation in the correct resolution for the Stream Deck. And as you can see, it's seamlessly looping. So that's pretty cool. So now that's the resize project automation. So we can stop that now. We're done with that automation process. So every time we have a square jiffy, we can just press play here and it'll resize it to the correct image dimensions. Now the fun part starts, and that's actually the tile automation. So let's just call this tile. Let's just think. GIF tile automation tutorial. I'm sorry. So it's already recording. Let's stop this. What we want to do now is basically go to the Streamdeck GIFs tile layout, the one which is included in the DIY creation pack. Select the top layer here, the white tiles. Basically select press Ctrl A to select everything and press Ctrl C to copy it, and we'll paste it onto our resized animation. And this part you can't automate, you just have to do that manually for each animation. But like I said, the first animation took me like 4 hours, and with this process it only took me like 2 to 5 minutes, with even the mapping to the Stream Deck included. I'm so sorry. So I have to point out, you can't make any mistakes during this automation record, or it'll just won't work the way it's supposed to. So let's hit the record button. Let's select the magic wand tool and set the tolerance to 32. So you know it completely selects the white tile here. As you can see, we're on the tile layer here. So what you want to do is select the first tile, image, crop, scroll down. That's a bit of a pain in the ass, but unhide that layer and select file, export, save for web legacy, and be sure to select original, and select your profile here. So for example, if I change the jitter settings here, it's going to be called unnamed. You can then save settings. So be sure to have your settings set as mine, and then save these settings, and it'll create a preset for you, and it'll basically use that preset each time you export. Be sure the loop function is set to forever, and then we'll start saving these files. So we'll start with 1 times 1 because it's the first tile from the first row, and then just select, did we choose original? Yeah. So save, and you can see the automation being written here. You can then go to history, select the magic wand tool. That's something you have to be really meticulous about to not make any mistakes, and just repeat the process. Select tile 2, press crop, hide the layer, export, and do this for each. As you can see, it automatically selects my Streamdeck GIFs profile, which is great. And then we'll press 1 times 2, and this might take a while, and then you just revert to magic wand. It basically brings up the uncropped version with the tiles visible. Then you select tile 3, crop, select layer visibility, and you can't make any mistakes or your automation will be screwed up and you have to do it again. Like me, I'm recording this now for the 3rd time. Whilst my initial automation works perfectly fine, I can show you that, but there's no use in that. I want to teach you how to make your own automation. So yeah, it's going to take a while. I'm going to try to do this as fast as possible without making any mistakes. Select original, save 1x4, press the magic wand, select tile 5, don't forget to crop, because otherwise you'll make a mistake and your automation will be screwed. So this is basically a one-time process. If you want to make a single Jiffy for your Stream Deck, you also have to do it this way. Except now, we have to crop it first. Don't forget to do that. So this is basically a one-time process, which you would have to do when you create one single Jiffy anyways, but now the automation recording is running in the background. And once you've got that automation, you can just reuse it for every GIF you make in combination with the resizing process or automation. And that'll just save you so much time. So yeah, this is going to take about like half an hour or something. Might be a bit quicker because this is already the 3rd time I'm doing this. I just have to be very careful not to make any mistakes and not to miss any steps. And the longer you're doing this, and now we're basically at row 2, so we're going to name this 2 times 1 because it's the 2nd row, first tile, magic wand, crop, hide, export, original 2 times 2, and you see where we're going with this. Like, it doesn't matter if you want to create a Jiffy like this, you have to do this process anyways. So why not record the batch of it and be able to use it for every GIF you want to create in the future. 2 times 3, crop, hide, export, original, and you can see the preset is being loaded automatically. 2 times 4, you also want to be careful about the naming. Do that correctly as well. Crop. The only pain in the ass is that you constantly have to scroll down to that particular layer, that tile layer. But yeah. And as you can see, it's going pretty fast already. Oh. we're almost done with the second row here. 2 times 6. Crop. Hide. Export. Sorry, I have this thing in my throat. 2 times 7. Crop. Hide. Export. Save for web. Original. Don't have to pay attention to the preset. It's all good. So this is 2 times 8. We're already halfway. So now we're at the third layer. Crop. Hide. Export. Save for web as legacy. Now we're at the third layer, so we're going to name this 3 times 1. And it's also probably because this is the third time I'm recording this video. The workflow is a bit faster. But like I said, you can't afford to make any mistakes at this point. You have to repeat each step exactly the same way. 3 times 3. Crop. Hide. And yeah, you might want to play this at double speed or something, I don't know, but yeah. 3 times 4. Crop. But I'm going to show you the end result as well. We're going to test it on another Jiffy, see if it all works. Then we'll map it to the Streamdeck. I'll show you how that works. 3 times 5. Crop. Export, save for web as legacy, original. 3 times 6. 6, yeah, that's correct. Crop. Hide. Export for web as legacy, original. 3 times 7. But I think you can see where that tile grid of my is coming in really handy here. Saves you a lot of work to set that up as well. You can just copy and paste it. So 3 times 8. I think we're on the right way here. Export, save web as legacy. So now we're at the 4th row. So we'll name that, let's make this a little bit bigger, 4 times 1. And you have to remember each time you run this batch process, it'll remember the naming of the tiles. 4 times 2. Crop. Legacy. Original. 4 times 3. Crop visibility. Export original 4 times 4. Well, we're almost there, guys. Mm-hmm. 4 times 5. Only 3 more tiles left. Crop. Hide. Original 4 times 6. Magic wand. I have to stay focused here as to not make any mistakes. 4 times 7. Yeps. Magic wand. Oh shoot. There we made a mistake. And it probably recorded that. Let's just record it with only tile 8. Hope it will be a bit forgiveful. Crop. Hide. Export for web as legacy. I really don't hope this last error screwed up the entire batch. Okay, so 4 times 8. Now we're done. What you can do is actually revert back to the original state. So you have the nice tile layer. You can copy that for the next GIF you want to use. So now basically the batch is complete. We have all these tiles here and the screensaver file, so let's just create a folder, call that GIF1 and paste that in here, and let's try to see if we're on the correct way here by using a different source. This is a really boring one, but we're just going to use it as a template. So we can minimize that. Because we have export selected here, it'll automatically save the resize as a screensaver. So first we're going to resize this by the batch process. And this is just a test to see if those batch processes work. So there we have the resized file. And there's the screensaver file. It's really boring Jiffy, but that's why I didn't include it, but it's good for testing. So now let's just try to set the batch output to screen 2. And let's select that scene here. So you can see the batch output folder together with Photoshop. Basically we don't need this anymore, but what you could do is basically copy the grid tile and paste it into the next one, but we're just going to use the original. So just select everything here, Ctrl A, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, on the new GIF file here, select the Magic Wand tool, and we'll go to the GIF tile automation tutorial and press play, and let's pray it'll work. And we get all the 32 tiles outputted directly. So you can see it working here. So far so good. I hope the last tile will be outputted as well. Yeah, it completely outputted all the tiles. So this is basically what the automation looks like. These are all the 32 tile steps we did. So that's one way of doing that. So let's name this GIF 2. Then I'm going to show you another approach here, and that's basically if you want to only output screensavers, then you can go to the automate. Well, first select the resize GIF. Let's close this, we don't need that. So you see that we're not working with anything here, that it's solely coming from the automation. So let's choose the sources folder here, and there might be a few with more watermarks, but let's just disregard that for this moment, because, well, the export function is turned on. I'm always a bit confused with the override save as commands. Let's leave it on for now. Let's choose a different folder here. So let's select this folder. And, well, if the override save as command should be turned off, it'll probably stop after the first GIF. So, yeah, well, there's borders here. That's why I did that cropping in the beginning as well. So it should resize, crop the image. Well, yeah, it seems to be working. So you should leave the override save command option on. As you can see, yeah, this one might be better rotated 90 degrees. But yeah, we'll just go with the flow here, just as a test here, to show you that you can process multiple images as a screensaver file. It takes a while though. That's something you wouldn't say just for resizing an image. Well, they are jiffies, of course, and this one has a lot of layers, so yeah. Perhaps we should have tried this out with only 3 or 4 images. But that's another use case for the resize GIF automation. You can't use that batch automation on the tile process because of the naming. Firstly, secondly, we didn't record the paste of the tile grid in there. But because we use the same naming, it'll basically override each output with the same naming, so that is completely useless. So for the actual tile creation, you have to do that manually, one by one, but at least I gave you, well, it's taking its time for this image, man, come on. At least I gave you an overview how to create the batch process for the the tile creation, which is a pain in the ass to do that manually each time. And as you can see, it now only took like, well, 30 seconds to a minute. It most certainly is taking its time. This is just a very large GIF, I reckon. Here we go, it's outputting it. So yeah, and of course when there's blacks on the sides or the top, you can just stretch the canvas if you want to get a higher resolution. But I fill the blacks with, for example, this image, you could fill the sides with black, but then you'll end up with a smaller image on your Streamdeck. So there's pros and cons to that. This one is also pretty cool. It is just really low res, so I didn't include it. Now this one went completely out of sync on the Streamdeck, which is a shame because I really like that image. Well, as you can see, sometimes there's these borders here, which we solved with the resizing, cropping of, well, 89 or no, 98 or 95% cropping. I wonder how many images there are in that folder. Oh, this is probably the last one. I think that's the last one. So, okay, yeah. That's basically another use case for the... Oh, and there's another one. Damn it. And another one. Now we should be done. Yeah. Okay, so these are basically all the outputted in Jiffies. My computer is running a bit slow here. I'm just going to purge the video cache here. And it's taking its time, so there might be something in it. And let's just oh, we can't purge all. Okay. It now should be, let's just, we don't need Photoshop anymore. I showed you how to create the badge for the tile output. I showed you how to create the resize output. So always first do the resize, then the GIF tile output. Use my Streamdeck GIF tile layout as a template for it. Saves you a lot of time creating all those squares at the right resolution and stuff like that. So yeah, these are the two batch outputs. I also can't export them or give them away because they're basically computer dependent on which output and which folder you're using, which file you're using, etc, etc. So I'm just going to close Photoshop for now. We got two Jiffies here to try out the mapping on the Streamdeck. Let's just have a look at the GIFs. Jesus, my computer is slow as hell. So that's a Jiffy. that's a Jiffy. So these are all nice screensaver files, where you don't have to pay like $10 for 2 animated GIFs on the Elgato Streamdeck store. You just can create them yourself now. And as you can see, they're endlessly looping. This one isn't set to repeat forever. I probably didn't check that box in the export settings on the resize, so do that. Be aware of that. This one is looping. I really like this one, but it's kind of low res. It was like 200 times 200 pixels. So I decided to not include this one in the Stream Deck. And this one I really liked, but it went out of sync, like all the tiles on the Stream Deck just played at a different timing, and I don't know why. I tried decoding it at a lower color depth. I tried to shorten it by removing in-betweens, like every second frame, to make the file smaller. It just didn't work. I could not get it to work, and I had like 6 or 7 of those files. So yeah, that's how to create a batched screensaver folder. So that's that. Let's dive into the Stream Deck now and set up an actual animation here. That's my OBS. So this is basically my main animation page. Let's go to OBS, select the screen plus droid here. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, you can see what I'm doing here now. So this is basically my animation profile pack. You can see them playing on the Stream Deck here. All the thumbnails. You don't see the GIF preview on the Stream Deck software though. Don't worry about that. That's completely normal. But whenever you press a button here, it'll basically play back the GIF animation in full screen. And that's so much cooler than just having one screensaver, because now you've got like 180 animated GIFs to choose from, which is like super duper awesome. We could even do the Droid plus screen, so you can get a bit better idea of what's happening on the Stream Deck. And might be a bit laggy, because I'm using Droid Cam in full HD, which is actually my phone, not a dedicated webcam. This one's also pretty cool. Well, there's like a lot, but what we'll do is I'll go back to the screen plus droid. We'll create a new page here, just so you know how to set this up. One cool trick is when you double click this icon here, you get immediately taken to your icon folder or where you last navigated to. I use these arrows here, these animated GIF icons, and as you can see on the Stream Deck, they're actually animating. So what you want to do to set up like all these tiles is basically create a folder, double click that, we'll go into the Streamdeck, Screensaver, GIFs. What was the coolest we just did? Probably this one. Ooh, that's also something I should have taught you. How to create the actual thumbnail for it. Like now, of course, we only got the screensaver. So I'll open up Photoshop one more time here. And most jiffies are already squared, but this one has a watermark, so we'll just do the same. Crop it like 450 times 450, proceed, export as legacy for web, use the Streamdeck GIF settings, and choose the batch output GIF, and then name that square. And then we'll have a nice thumbnail button here. We can map on the Streamdeck, and as you can see, well, it's a bit too bright, but it actually is animating here on the icon. So yeah, we'll press that folder. The first arrow, you don't have to do anything. The rest of these 31 buttons that are remaining, you have to either say previous page, depending on what kind of structure you're working with. I'm working inside a profile, so I'm going to fill all these buttons with switch profile, and this is only needed for the first tile you're creating within that page. Like once you set that up, you should be good, and assigning should go a lot faster. Oh, switch profile, switch profile, switch profile. The reason because we're using the switch profile is because we want to return to the actual animated GIF profile, like device current profile. Well, we wanted to say GIF screensavers, and then we can choose the page we want to return to. And as we're now at the 7th page, you want to of course return to the 7th page. So we have to configure that. Basically we can copy, yeah, I could have done that. Let's delete all these, sorry about that. Now we've got one configured. Like, that's so much easier. Well, it's not easier to delete all these. I should have done I shouldn't have done that in the first place. Just should have selected one, configured it, and copied it to all of these tiles. But that's how you learn. I hope you learn too this way, what the right approach is. This might prevent you from making the same mistake. And we're almost an hour in. So now we've got this profile configured. Now we can just paste it and it'll be configured to jump to the GIF screensaver profile page 7. So let's just paste that to all the buttons here, and as you can see, this already goes way faster as to dragging it in from the menu. And because this is an actual folder, you get this arrow here on top. This arrow you can just leave. It basically returns to the previous, well, the upper layer, or the previous layer, which is this GIF file. So you can assign a GIF to it. So yeah, one thing Streamdeck does is basically give you this kind of window in the beginning. So make sure to have it nicely set to like this: 1 to 8, 2 to 8, 3 to 8, 4 to 8. Makes it much easier to map, and then you'll just double click on each icon. You don't have to select this arrow set icon from file. You can just double click it and it'll take you to the last selected folder, which might be good to know as well. So yeah, it's a bit cumbersome at first, but as you can see now, once we have the tiles, once we have the automation, creating future animation GIFs will be a breeze. Should only take you a couple minutes. And the cool thing about it is I'm going to show you that in a minute as well, because we already configured this profile now to redirect to GIF Screensavers, page 7. We can just copy this folder in its entirety. Where were we? 3 or 4? I think 4 here. 5, 6, 7, 8. So basically you can press any button you like now and return to the previous folder, including the top one here. So now we've got that all set up. We can basically just copy this folder. It's a folder, paste it to the second one, and let's just for funsies do the second GIF as well. We didn't create a square for that as well. That's a bummer. Should have oh well, actually there is already a square here, 350 times 350, so we'll just copy that. There's no watermark on it. Skip this file. We don't want to replace the screensaver. So let's just copy it here. It makes a copy. To copy, let's just call this square and paste it into the GIF2 folder now. So we have a thumbnail, and I hope now you can't see that animating. Yeah, a little bit. So let's just press that. Of course we get greeted with the old thumbnail folder. Because we lastly selected the square, it'll automatically select this folder for us. I hope in full screen you get a bit of better idea of the preview here. Did we just select 5? Yeah. 6, 7, and as you can see with this double clicking without having to click on the arrow drop down menu, mapping just goes really fast. And now we already set up the profile, the switch profile function here. But you could of course also do this in a single folder, and then you might want to use the what's it called again? Page, previous page button or something like that. If you're only using this like one tile on your main profile, then you can just use the previous page button. But yeah. Five, 6, 7, and as you can see on the web camera, it's running pretty much out of sync at the moment. That's just because we're still mapping it, and it's playing back whenever we map the tile, so they're all doing its own thing at the moment. But when we navigate out and navigate back in, they'll all start playing at the same time, so we can just press any button here, open the second one, and you'll see a nice animated, we can even do that full screen here. So that's pretty much the process of setting up 180 animated GIFs. You can imagine this having taken a week and a half, 2 weeks, something like that. Anyways, yeah, I'm content with the 6 pages I have here. They're all really cool animations, like that one for example. Yeah, there's also one more thing. Like when you go to my mirrors, that's the Mediafire mirror. Go check out my video demonstration. I've also got that here. It's basically showcasing all, well, most if not all 180 screensavers. So let's just go to screen 1 full screen here. Let's give you a quick demonstration. So this is basically done with a special program, showcasing you all the different animations contained in the pack. It's a video of 35 minutes. I calculated that each GIF should play like 12 seconds to complete 2 tracks I have behind it, and it should play most if not all animation files. You might see duplicates because one screen plays all 180 and the other one plays all 180. So you might see this one pop up on the second screen as well. But that's just a video demonstration to get an idea of all the GIFs that are in the profile, mapped across all those buttons in full screen. So yeah, that file is hosted as well in the online repository video demonstration. It's a large file though. It's 35 minutes. Yeah, might be worth having a look at that. I might upload that to YouTube as well. But I think I well, pretty much explained everything about how to create your own Streamdeck animations with my DIY creation pack. Seems small, but it's very useful, especially when you apply the automation to it, which I just showed you. We're already at 1 hour and 5 minutes, so this is a long video. But I hope, well, it's useful for you and that you get a lot of use out of it. So yeah, my iced tea is almost empty as well. It's like 11 o'clock already. I started recording at like 8 or something. So yeah, been going at it. And then I have to still make the final announcement video. Basically showcasing, announcing, well, everything that's being uploaded, including all the mirrors, the video demonstration, the installation tutorial. It's also pretty long, it's like 50 minutes almost. I'm going to try to make a short form installation video tutorial, like within 5 minutes, just how to quickly install the profile itself. Like it's just a Elgato profile, you can just import it. Yeah, but I'm sidetracking here. This was a tutorial about how to create your own GIFs and how to use that in combination with the automation. So yeah, I'm going to conclude this video. I'm happy it all worked out now. Just remember, don't make any mistakes with the automation process. Just keep your head straight. And well, yeah, focused, and just do it strictly in a routine and don't mess up. If you mess up, you can start over. That's why I recorded this video already 3 times, and it was 3 times 15 minutes or something. 50, not 15. So yeah, I'm kind of drained at the moment. But I did want to make this video tonight. Like I announced on my YouTube channel, this project is going to be released tonight or tomorrow. I don't think tonight will happen because I have to make the announcement video as well. Basically showing you all the mirrors, create a text file, announcing it, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, at least this is the last of the videos that will be going into the repository. These videos might end up on YouTube as well, as reference, and to make people alert on how to do this kind of stuff. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to conclude this video. I hope you had a learnful lesson. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you gained some knowledge from this. Yeah, there's a lot of sources where to maintain these GIFs. I'm using it for personal use. I'm not monetizing it, so and I already found a Jiffy of my own on that site, which they didn't even ask me for my permission to use their my GIF on the site. So I'm basically thinking, fuck it, screw it. They're using my stuff. I'm going to use their stuff as well, and I'm not monetizing it. I'm trying to help people. Yeah, it's basically how do you say it? It's basically I lost the term here. A non-profit activity and resource that I think would make a lot of Streamdeck users really happy. Streamdeck XL users. By the way, I might receive I don't know. I'm going to receive a Stream Deck, which I inherited from my brother, who passed away 3 years ago. I don't know which model he had. I think he had the 15 button one. So if you're lucky, there will be a 15 button animation profile coming soon as well. But of course, I'm hoping he has the 32 button version just because it has more real estate. But yeah, we'll see. Perhaps he even has the 8 button version. I don't know. I didn't pay too much attention to that at that moment. My sister-in-law is going to send it to me, so I hope to receive it someday soon. And I will get working on that for an animation pack. So, yeah. In case it's a 32 button, it makes me happy. In case it's a 15 button version or a 8 button version, it'll make other people happy. Just because there's then 2 versions of the animation pack. Of course, I have to redo everything I just did, including the DIY creation pack, because that's made for 32 tiles. But yeah, I'm going to work on that, so that's why your support on Mediafire, like registering and with my referral link, so I gain another additional 1 gigabyte, helps me out a lot to host these projects. Like you see, this project is 20 gigabytes big, and it's all hosted on Mediafire. So yeah, you could help me out by that. It takes 2 minutes. It's completely free, and it would be a big support for me. So thanks all. Hope you liked it. I'm going to conclude it. We're already at 1:11 minutes, so it's a long video. It's the longest of the repository. So yeah, have a great night, evening, morning, day, afternoon, whatever time you're watching this. I hope it was learnful for you, and I hope you enjoyed the process I showed you. And of course, I hope you enjoy my profile, which is just already 180 completely mapped and ready to go animations. So yeah, I'm going to round this off. Good luck everyone creating your own. If you create your own, you can always contact me and share it with me with my support, my social link tree here. You can always contact me by email and send me your creations or stuff like that, or add me on Discord. There's also a Discord server invite and a friend invite. So yeah, you can always share your creations with me. I might even include them into my profile so it gets even bigger, and perhaps we can collaborate and make an awesome extensive profile. But this profile is already 560 MB, so that's a pretty darn big profile for a Stream Deck. So yeah, that's it. I'm going to wrap this up. Thanks everyone for watching. Enjoy my profile, and it's basically my gift to the world. And yeah, enjoy it. Take care and have a good one. Cheers. Goodbye.